What's up, guys? Episode number 4, Ask C-Roy. We're really cranking these out. It's awesome. I love it. Got a good question today. One that can apply to probably just about everybody in some way, shape, or form, whether you're into fitness or not. It's actually a question I'm pretty passionate about. I did an entire report on it at school, which later was given to Fortune 500 company. It's about sitting. So I'll just go right into the question and kind of get into it, because this could definitely take a while, and I don't want to have a super long video, so we're going to dive right in today. So my man Mike asks me, hey, so I got a question, if you're willing to answer it on your YouTube channel. Not sure it's a question that will help everyone, though, and that's probably what you're looking for, but it does help everyone, absolutely. I'm driving to Florida in a few weeks and will be on a beach for vacation. I know sitting is terrible for you, so is there something I can do on the long ride there and back to help me out a little bit? And what are some exercises I can do in the morning on the beach to take advantage of the situation? I already plan on running a little bit. Love the challenge of running in the sand. All right, Mike, good question, man. Sitting is the silent killer. I could spend half an hour going through all the bad things that sitting does to your body. If you really want to get into it, you can research on the internet. There's tons of research out there. Most importantly, though, there's a book by Dr. Kelly Starrett. It's called Desk Bound, I think is what it is. Crazy. It'll blow your mind. Just the first 10, 15 pages will blow your mind, and you'll never want to sit again. It's insane. But to get to Mike's question, he's driving to Florida. It's a long-ass drive. I've made the drive myself. Been in the car that long. It's a long drive. There's not a ton you can do while you're in the car. First off, I would tell you, whenever you stop, you said you're going with your family, so obviously, you're probably not going to be in charge of making the stops yourself. Plus, like I said, it's a long-ass drive already. If you're stopping every, once an hour to get out for 5-10 minutes to stretch your legs, it's going to make it a really long fucking drive. So, I would say whenever you do stop, whether somebody has to go to the bathroom, somebody's going to get something from a gas station, you got to fill up on gas, whatever, I would get out of the car and just stand up, try to stretch out, try to lengthen your body as much as possible. So, break out my artist skills here. So when you're sitting, so if you got a person sitting here, roughly, okay, that's kind of what it looks like. So, their ass is right here. So this angle on your hips right here, this 90-degree angle on your hips when you're sitting, that is what really kills you after a while. So what happens, a quick rundown, when you're sitting and you got that 90-degree bend in your hips, all those hip flexors, those muscles at the front of your hips, these muscles right here, they get really tight. They get really tight, all right? And then when you go to stand up, they stay tight. And what happens is, it's going to take your hips, and it's going to kind of, I don't know if you can see it, I lift my shirt up a little bit, it's going to rotate your hips like this. These muscles in front are so tight, so you can't extend your hips fully. So when those muscles get tight, it throws your hips out, and that's what a lot of people start to feel a lot of lower back pain. Their lower abdomen, their muscles in their lower abdomen become very weak because that rotated position, that stretched position, their lower abdomen is on tension and becomes very weak. It loses some of its contractile strength. So whenever you guys stop for anything, for food, for gas, for bathroom, anything, you want to stand up and stretch stretch your body out. Try to stand up nice and tall, but don't arch the back. You want to keep your butt. Flex your butt as hard as you can, and flexing your butt will help bring those hips back level. So squeeze those glutes. So that brings us to the next part. When those muscles in the front of your hips get really tight, and you're sitting in this position, so those front hip muscles are really tight. Your ass muscles, your glutes, your ass cheeks, big muscle on your body. When you're in that seated position, they're stretched out. And just like the lower abdomen, when they're constantly stretched out and on tension like that, they become very weak. And you start to lose contractile strength in them. And when that happens, that's not good. So when you get up and stretch, squeeze your ass cheeks as hard as you can. I know it sounds weird, and you're gonna look weird, but hey man, who gives a fuck? You got shit to do. You know, you want a functional body. You want to keep that ass alive, you know what I'm saying? So when you stand up, just squeeze your ass as hard as you can. I've actually done, when training clients and stuff, you know, I'm just standing there, I'm coaching them. I've done sets of 30 seconds. Like if I'm having them do sets of like 30-second planks or something like that, I'll do 30-second just glute squeeze. Just standing there and just squeezing my ass as hard as I can. And I'll hold that while they're doing their plank. I've done, you know, like 5 sets of 30 seconds, and my ass has been sore the next day. It's awesome. But you have to squeeze hard, man. Like, as hard as you can. Not just like slightly like your whole body should almost feel tense. You're squeezing so hard. Like, pretend you're in prison, all right? And there's a big guy, Bubba, coming for you. And, you know, never mind. But, yeah, squeeze as hard as you can. Like your whole body should be almost tightening up because you're squeezing so bad. You'll start to feel it radiate down all your legs. And what it's going to do, it's going to wake all those muscles up that are being dormant during that car ride. And you can even try to do this. I actually just flew last weekend. You know, the plane ride there was like 4 hours, and I was dying. And you know, I actually tried. You know, you could recline the chair back a little bit, or you know, recline your seat back as much as you can, and try to lengthen out some, and then just try to do seat while you're sitting down. Just try to squeeze those glutes. You know, if you can remember to do it, you know, maybe 3 sets of 30 seconds. Maybe try to get that in maybe every 10 to 15 minutes. You know, it's a pain in the ass, and it sounds inconvenient, but I mean, you're gonna be sitting there, you got nothing else to do, and really, if you can get 90 seconds of squeezing every 10 minutes or so, that'll add up over the course of a 24-hour freaking car ride, and it'll make a big difference by the end of it. So just try to keep those muscles, you know, behind your ass. Try to keep them awake by squeezing them, shit like that. So where are we at on time here? Oh, we're good. Okay. So that's really the biggest thing you can do for the car ride there. Once you get to Florida, beach exercises, I mean, you don't have a lot of equipment out there, obviously, so you're just kind of looking at what you can do with your body. Running's awesome. You know, running on the beach is super cool. You know, push-ups, squats, stuff like that. If you really want to take it to the next level, I actually saw, I don't know if this guy named Bobby Maximus. He's actually who I just went and saw this past weekend. He's an awesome guy. Strongly recommend anything, you know, with his name on it. You can learn a ton from this guy. He was on vacation this last summer, and he was on a beach, and he did, it's a workout called prison burpees. If you want to take your training to the next level while you're down there, I guarantee you that even though you're on a beach and you don't have any equipment, that this will be the hardest workout you've done probably in your life. So what prison burpees is what you're going to do is you're going to go on the beach, you're going to make a line in the sand, then pace out about, I don't know, 10, 15 steps, just normal steps, 10 to 15 steps, and then you're going to make another line. Alright? So you got 2 lines in the sand, 10 to 15 steps in between them. And this workout, prison burpees, what you're going to do, you're going to start at the first line. You're going to do 20 burpees. Then you're going to run to the next line. You're gonna do 19 burpees. Then you're gonna run to the back to the first line. You're gonna do 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down to 1. With a run in between each one. I think it totals out to like 210 burpees. It's fucking terrible. That'll kick your ass. I mean, you could do that every day and you'd be like the most fit person in the world probably. But it's called prison burpees because, you know, in your prison cell you don't have a ton of room. So you just got like your cell to work with really. So, like I said, running's great, you know, run for sure. Not much better cardio than being able to run on a beach in nice warm weather. I mean, it's pretty sweet. But if you really want to kick your ass one day while you're out there, prison burpees, man. It'll light you up big time. And then also, real quick, just try before and after, or before these trips and stuff. Really start to stretch out the fronts of your hips. You know, just go on Google and research just like a regular hip flexor stretch. It's easy to find, there's a ton of them. And just really focus whenever you can to just stretch out those hip flexors, because those are gonna get real tight on you when you're sitting a bunch. So that's about it, man. So like I said, just try to keep those glutes and hamstrings, just try to squeeze them, keep them activated as much as you can. Every opportunity you get, even doing sets of like 30 seconds while you're sitting in the car. If you can, you know, send a reminder on your phone to remind you like every 10, 15 minutes to, you know, do 3 sets of 30 seconds or so. You know, and that'll add up over the course of the car ride. You know, I mean, average car ride to Florida is what, like 23 hours? So that's 1,380 minutes. If you set a reminder on your phone to go off every 15 minutes, and you're doing 3 sets of 30 seconds every 15 minutes, that's 92 sets. And you're doing 92 sets times 90 seconds per set. Getting over 2 hours worth of glute activation. So over the course of that car ride. So like I said, 90 seconds here and there doesn't seem like a lot. It's not hard to do, but over the course of the car ride, it makes a huge difference. And you're getting a ton of activation, and it'll really help. You know, if these muscles can stay activated, it'll help keep these muscles from getting overly tight. So, and that's what's going to happen if you're sitting a ton. So. Thanks guys, appreciate it. Keep the questions coming. It's a good question. Thanks, Mike. If you've been watching the videos, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. If you found this helpful, like it, share it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get this thing off the ground. Thank you.